we are going to make an iced latte together. So I make lattes all the time, but I tend to only make the iced lattes when spring comes and throughout the summer season. And I definitely have some favorite teas that I like to use. So I want to kind of chat about some of my favorites and show you how it's done. So what I've done here is I've taken our new cookie dough puer tea, which yes, that is a new favorite. It is like a new company-wide favorite. Everybody loves the new cookie dough puer tea. And this tea is actually loaded with like little organic chocolate chips. So it does have a little bit of extra sweetness to it, which some of us kind of like that. So what I've done to make my iced latte was I actually steeped my tea like about an hour ago. And then I just set it aside to cool down. Now you can do that, or you can make your tea hot and just add ice to cool it down. The only thing that you would have to remember if you're going to do that is make it a little bit extra strong, because remember that ice is going to dilute it a little bit. And as a general rule of thumb, when you want your tea to be stronger, don't steep it for longer, just add more tea. Because if you steep it too long, you're gonna end up with a bitter tea. So what I did was added my honey, because I always sweeten my lattes. I like my lattes a little bit sweet, they're a treat. And so I added about a half a teaspoon of honey to my hot tea when I made it. So this is already sweetened, already brewed, it's ready to go. So I'm gonna add ice to it. And then we're gonna add our milk. Now, what you could do is just pour your milk right in, and there you go, you have an iced latte. But I like to froth my milk first, because frothing it just kind of makes that milk just a little bit extra creamy, and it's more latte-like, more of like a coffee shop latte. So we're gonna talk about froth milk a little bit and do two different kinds. And so of course, I don't have to warm my milk up because we're doing an iced latte, so we're just gonna use cold milk. So skim is what I've got here. So first we're gonna froth this one up. So let's talk about dairy milks. When we are frothing up dairy milks, what I have found is that any type of milk, skim 1%, 2%, I can't say I've tried whole milk, but I think it would be the same, will all froth up really nice and thick when you pour them in here cold. But if you want your froth to be warm and you're going to heat that milk up first, I have found that I only get really good success and a thick froth from my skim, and that's Dairyland. And I mean, it's quite possible that different brands of milk will act a little bit differently, but I always use Dairyland, and that is my findings. So like 30 seconds. How long have I been pumping? Not very long. I can already feel the resistance here, so I know that it's getting nice and thick in there. And then what I always do is the no peeking rule, just let it sit for like another 20 seconds, and then that top layer will get really, really thick. So thick you could spoon it on. So I'll show you that in a second. But the next milk we're gonna try out is an oat milk. So we always have oat milk in our fridge. We have tried almond, oat, have we tried anything else? I don't think I've ever tried soy, but you're not gonna get as thick of a froth with a non-dairy milk. Now, I do know, and I have seen, and it's this brand, in fact, I think that now has like a barista oat milk edition. So whatever they've done to it, I'm not sure, but they've done something to the milk so that it will actually froth up better for lattes. So that would be fun to try out. But I still find that we get a pretty nice froth from this. It'll get nice and frothy, just not really thick. So anyways, we'll try it out and then we can compare. So, and I'm also not 100% clear if there's gonna be a difference in, and this is just our old milk frother. So I've got a couple here, same idea. If there's a difference between like whether the milk is sweetened or unsweetened, I'm not sure. Like we usually have unsweetened here in our house, but I think we have also tried the sweetened almond milk and had the same results. But you know, sometimes I hear somebody say, oh, I get really amazing froth from my almond milk, and so, you know, maybe they're using a different variety and it's working better. I am not too sure, but we'll see how this one turns out. So we'll just froth it just a little smidge longer. And when you're making iced lattes, the thing to know is that you can make a latte from absolutely any tea. So whatever flavors you love. And I've got a couple of my favorites here because one of my top favorites to make iced is pineapple Earl Grey. It is to die for. So, you know, it tastes like a London fog, but it's got a pineapple summery twist to it. It's amazing. Chai, iced chai lattes are so fun, so delicious. We're gonna let that sit for a minute. So I've got what I grabbed, the cinnamon chai tea, makes a fabulous iced latte. We have a butterscotch chai, which is amazing, like hot or cold. Any of these really, hot or cold. But you can go through the teas, and honestly, depending on what flavors you like, maybe you like something fruity, you could use like the bluest blueberry black tea to make a blueberry iced latte. That would be really good too. Okay, so I'm going to show you the froth that we made from the, oh gosh, you can see how thick that is, from the skim milk. So like I can spoon that out. Like, can you believe that is skim milk? And sometimes what I do for fun too when I'm making these is I will add a scoop of my matcha, so right into my milk, and then froth it all up together. Like with this cookie dough tea, I probably would have used either the vanilla matcha, maybe the caramel or the chocolate, something like that. And that would be really good. So like, this is ridiculous, crazy, beautiful froth. Okay, now let's see how we made out with our oat milk. Whoop. All right, so no, you definitely can't scoop that one out, but you will see, and this is the one I will use, you will see that when we pour it in, it's still going to be a nice little foam on top. And we'll mix it up a little bit. There. And it still gives it a really nice little foam and a little bit of froth. And it's absolutely delicious. I find an iced latte so refreshing. A tea latte, that is. Sometimes in the afternoon, I just don't want my coffee, right? I used to always drink coffee in the afternoon. And when I started drinking tea, I pretty much completely cut that out, unless, you know, somebody comes over or I go visiting somewhere and we have coffee, that's fine. But usually I have tea in the afternoon, or I have my matcha in the afternoon. But if I kind of want like a little treat, a tea latte is just nice, and it's easy on the belly, and it's just easy on the system. It just makes me happy. So I highly recommend this. It's delicious. It's the first time I've tried this one iced. And that oat milk is really nice in there. And then I could get fancy, and I could just top this up with some of my crazy froth too. There, now it looks fancy. There we go, look at that. Fun, fun, fun. I could drizzle that with chocolate too, couldn't I? All right guys, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for checking out my video. Bye.